So if you pop this open, the dirt goes to the bottom of the housing. 3.0 Duramax diesel fuel filter housing here. I'm going to show all of the steps very clearly and in front of you in order to replace the fuel filter properly on the 3.0 Duramax diesel. This also applies to the L5P Duramax diesels with this fuel filter housing set up just like this. Now, obviously we're not on the car, and that is because this is going to make it much more clear. We have good lighting, we have good visuals. As you can see behind me here, we do have a used fuel filter that I just replaced on my 3.0 Duramax diesel. But in this video, we're gonna go ahead and show how to remove this. Now, first step that needs to be done is cleaning the filter housing. I use this no-nonsense invisible cleaner. It's super clean. And what you want to do is just spray the outside of the fuel filter housing itself, so that way you remove all the dirt and debris. Now we're going to go ahead and use a 36mm socket to remove this. I do not recommend using a 12-point because it is highly possible that you will strip this out. With your socket on there, we're going to go ahead and remove the lower bowl. Once that's taken off, at this point, there will start to be fuel dripping down here, so make sure you have your bucket beneath it and ready to go. So we're going to unscrew it, and then this is how it will come out. Now this O-ring right here is critical to look for. Hopefully yours has it on there, because if it doesn't have it on there, bad news. That means it's been ingesting a bunch of water as well as some dirt and debris. So you want to make sure that this O-ring was nice and round and smooth on there. That can be removed just by pinching it and then rolling it off. Or you can use a pick, which would just be hooking it on and pulling it off just like that. Now your new fuel filter will come with one of those O-rings, so don't worry about that. If you lose it, it's trash anyway. We're gonna go ahead and set this aside. So you've removed the fuel filter and it's sat up like this. You do not want to remove the filter in its location like this, because what's going on is the filter is flowing through this media and the dirt actually goes down there. So if you pop this open, the dirt goes to the bottom of the housing, which is fine because you're going to clean it out. But if you're wanting to see if there's any issues inside, then you really need to do this step. Flip it upside down, let that bad boy drain out, and then remove it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold it up like this. Just trying to get angles for the video. And it is recommended that you keep the bowl upside down like this, and the filter has been removed. So you can see I popped it off. That's going to go ahead and just go into the drain pan. We're done with this for now. So now with this like this, you can go ahead and look inside there. We're looking for any type of debris that's inside there, mainly metal. If you see metal flakes in there, maybe some buildup of DEF fluid, or any like gelling in there, that's going to indicate that there is an issue that you need to pay attention to. So we're gonna go ahead and clean out this whole housing inside here, as well as the outside. The reason I do the outside as well is so that way when you're holding onto it, you're not transferring debris into the new filter. So we're gonna go ahead and pinch this just like we did the other one, roll this O-ring off, and this O-ring is now trash. So we'll set this aside and grab the new fuel filter. Here's our new fuel filter, part number 1353-9108. At this time, that is the current part number. And once you open the box, you'll go ahead and see that there is a bag of O-rings inside there, as well as a fuel filter. Now, I've done a video that is absolutely critical that explains about the knockoffs. Buy your fuel filter from a genuine GM dealership in person, or if you're buying off of Amazon, which I do provide links in the description, but I have a fair warning, huge warning. Make sure you're buying from GM parts themselves. Make sure you follow that through, all the way through checkout, that you're buying from GM parts, because what's happening is that there's actually knockoffs out there that look nearly identical. And I did a video comparing a China knockoff to an actual Man and Hummel, and they have a lot of the labeling on there, but there are some key things in the filter to look for. So be sure to check out that video. One main thing is if you're going to go with a different fuel filter, like a different company, make sure that this is solid. That is so critical, absolutely critical that that's solid. Let me show you what I mean. I have a knockoff filter here, and this is the water separator portion that's in the middle, and that just spins. So what that tells me is that there's no blockage. Fuel can flow absolutely however it wants to. So be very careful. Buy genuine GM, or there's other manufacturers out there, obviously, that make great filters like Wix and whatnot. So I'm just going by the AC Delco. And what we want to do here is take our fuel filter and this O-ring, grab a little bit of diesel fuel from the filter housing itself and then lubricate the O-ring. You will want to set this down straight and just push down. You hear the positive click, look at it, it's plenty even throughout. Now, if you don't want to go with the factory fuel filter base, there are different options. There's aluminum options. I don't like this one that much because it has this bleeder that is hanging down low. This other one that I just came across, these are all made in China. They're super cheap. I think this one was under 30 bucks, but this is solid. This one has a flat piece there, so it actually doesn't hang down as low. Just one less thing to get snagged. I'm not opposed to these at all. When you're going to tighten, I do like to use the click wrench socket, 36 millimeter again. These are super handy. Links are in the description, but this will lock you down to 18 foot-pounds, proper torque specs, super awesome. We're gonna use that when we go ahead and retorque this back down. So now back into the bag of O-rings here. We're gonna go ahead and remove our O-rings from the bag. And we're gonna put our O-ring onto the fuel filter housing, like so. I'm just rolling it on. We could have done this before we did the fuel filter. That might have been a little bit easier, but it really wasn't a bother with it on there. Now I want you to pay close attention. Make sure that O-ring is in this groove right here, not up here, because that's what happens. A lot of times people will stop right here, tighten it down, and then the filter housing actually leaks. Now this you want to lubricate with diesel fuel as well. That's going to help with installing it. Back to the filter housing. So remember, we pulled off that O-ring. We're going to go ahead and insert the new O-ring on there. Just slip it up and just roll it into place. Make sure it free spins. We can grab a little bit of diesel fuel, lubricate that O-ring. We could do the same with this O-ring here. So then we've got the filter housing. We're going to go ahead and slip the fuel filter, and we're just going to tighten it up. We'll keep going until the O-ring stops. So now I can go ahead and use my socket and ratchet and start to tighten it down. Now we will go until this gap is completely closed, and then this socket will ratchet to a stop. And then you'll know whenever you hit the 18 foot-pounds. If you don't have one of these, just use a normal torque wrench. It'll click when it gets to that point. But tighten this down, make sure this gap is fully closed and seated, and then you're good to go. From there, you're gonna go ahead and go inside the truck. You're gonna prime the fuel system, and this process is super quick and easy. With our keys in our hand, go ahead and open the door. I set the keys right on the seat. I'm not inside the truck to start it. I'm just gonna go over here and just hold down the start-stop button for a couple seconds. Still holding it. There we go. Now the pump has been activated. And what that's doing is filling up that filter housing. You can hear it. Right now we're checking for any leaks. I don't see anything dripping, as you can see. I do have my bucket underneath it still, just in case. Now that the pump is stopped, we're gonna go ahead and go inside the truck. We're just gonna tap that button. Shut it off. We can pull our keys out, that way we don't lock them inside. Gonna give this about 15 seconds to just kind of reset. Now we can go ahead and go inside the truck. This time we will be starting it. So keys up there. Foot on the brake now. Should fire right up. Now we're going to go ahead and give it a moment to make sure that all air is purged. We're going to go ahead and reset the filter life. We are at the filter reset area. Now if you notice, the engine is running, my door is open, and when I go to hit reset, it does not want to reset. So what we're going to go ahead and do is shut the truck off. And now we're going to go put it in accessory again. All right, now it's powered on and it reset now. It will not reset while the engine is running. You are good to go. You just saved yourself a bunch of money.